Don't sit down yet. Don't sit down. I did this first service when we were shut down. We opened up our church on May 31st, 2020, and we said we will be silent no more, right? We said that. And then I taught you guys that one of the things that we do here is to make our voice heard. So what do I say? Let me hear you roar.
Wow.
So we're not a quiet church. Go ahead and sit down. We're not a quiet church, Larry.
Hello, Bezel T3. I don't usually read the LA Times, believe me, not my favorite paper. But I came across the front page and I read this on the right-hand side. Recall hopefuls pitch from the pulpit from Rockland, California. It started as a traditional Sunday service. The worship rose and fell in emotional chorus. People shook hands with their neighbors in the pews. But then, in lieu of the sermon, Destiny Christian Church pastor Greg Farrington welcomed onstage Republican gubernatorial candidate Larry Elder. Now, I'm going to show you a clip of Larry coming on the it's not a chancel, it's a stage at Destiny Church. And then I want to make a few comments and read something that I came across. So take a look at this clip.
One of the ways we believe that God is going to change our state is what it says in Proverbs chapter 29. It says, when the righteous are in authority. The word righteous means the person that does the right thing. So don't read into that word. The person that does the right thing. When the person who does the right thing, the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked man rules, the people groan. Our state has been groaning for years now. So 2.2 million people signed a petition to have an immoral governor recalled from his office. You know how that works. On your ballot, there's two questions. The first question is, do you want to recall Governor Newsom? And the answer is what? No, I think you got it. I don't need to educate you any further on that. So today Destiny is in a unique place to have one of the leading, if he is the leading conservative candidate with us. I want you to give a strong Destiny welcome to Larry Elder.
Okay, now as you can see, I didn't have a lot of time to put this together, but I just had to cough it up like a cat would have to cough up a fur ball. Now, this is from a guy by the name of Micah Edmondson, and he writes this. He gives 5 reasons why letting politicians take over the pulpit's a bad idea. And this is number 3. The public service announcement. Some churches view their pulpits as a convenient platform to help congregants better understand relevant socio-political issues and their voting options. Usually, they intend to better equip church members to properly exercise their rights as citizens. He says, what's wrong with this? Now, here's his reasoning. Despite good intentions, this also confuses the purpose of our worship gathering. It is right to encourage the saints to practice good citizenship as an implication of the gospel. And he gives verses, Romans 12, 17 and 18, 13, 1 through 7, and 1 Peter 2, 13 through 17. But then he writes, but we shouldn't turn corporate worship into a political showcase to do so. We should keep first things first, remaining singularly focused on Christ and His gospel, Ephesians 4:13. On Sunday, the saints don't gather to learn about political candidates. They gather to learn about Jesus Christ. If we allow our worship service to become a rock the vote rally, we send the message that our unity rests more in our common U.S. citizenship than our common Lord and common faith, Ephesians 4, 5, and 6, and then verse 13. Now, let me just caveat this. I live in California. I'm very unhappy with our present governor, and I will vote, I should say, on the 14th to recall him. Who I'm going to vote for is my business, but I want better for the state of California. We've been a mess for years. Now, having said that, if my pastor allowed any candidate to get up and speak during any part of our worship service, I would immediately go to him and I would admonish him not to waste our time with earthly things in this hour of worship, when in fact the sanctuary becomes an embassy of heaven where we receive the good gifts of God and we give him the praise and the thanksgiving and the adoration with which he so richly deserves. It's not a place to hear about a politician's stance on this or that, however credible they may be. So I admonish Destiny Church and the senior pastor there to get back to first things first. And if this ever happens at your church, I would hope that you would do the same.
Thank you, Larry, very much. Show your appreciation to Larry.